Hello everybody, Quiet Atheist here. This is going to be a direct video response to Ran Campbell. You see, Ran Campbell, I watched a video earlier today of yours that you recently made, and to be honest with you, it was a particular video that was about 20 minutes long. I made a quick summary of what I had a problem with in your video, and today in this video I'm going to be discussing that. And the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the fact that you did mention in your video that we atheists tend to grab all that we have learned, or all that we have experienced, or all of our knowledge, so to speak, and we tend to put it in a hole, and according to our worldview, it is nothing. We die with nothing, basically. And when you said this, I couldn't help but notice that you tend to lump atheism with a worldview, and see, that is where the disagreement takes place. You see, atheism has nothing to do with a worldview. It is just a lack of belief in a god or gods. That's all it is. You cannot tie anything to atheism whatsoever. It only has one meaning. That is it. And that is something that you theists tend to have trouble grasping. And that's one thing that I wanted to point out. The next thing that I wanted to point out is the fact that you mentioned in your video that we atheists tend to repeat a lot of what is said in books, or perhaps from other individuals that trade dialogue with other individuals, basically. And when you said this statement, I couldn't help but notice the irony in what you had said, because you do this exact thing when you repeat reprobate mind from your buddy Ra. I just thought that I'd point that out to you as well. The next thing that I want to talk about is this whole Jason Burns issue. In your video, you mentioned that Jason Burns was getting harassing Skype calls at 3 o'clock in the morning from high-ranking atheists. And to be honest with you, I did hear something about this, but in all honesty, I think it is just a conspiracy theory that you theists conjured up on your own. I mean, there's no evidence to these events whatsoever. I have not seen anything whatsoever concerning these events, and that's why I think it is bullshit. The next thing that I want to talk about is this whole thing about Live Life 8072 and Seitan Bruggencate. You know, I was there for that debate. I watched the whole debate in its entirety live in Bible Thumping Wingnuts YouTube hangout. In all honesty, the three atheists that were involved in that debate that day with Seitan Bruggencate handed Seitan Bruggencate's ass to him quickly and efficiently, I might add. So when you say Seitan Bruggencate won that debate, it is highly, highly inaccurate. And while we are on the subject of Seitan Bruggencate, I want to tell you something about him. Seitan Bruggencate is dishonest. He will never come to the table with any kind of rational discussion whatsoever. He will talk in circles. He will get his opponent to try and contradict himself. He will get his opponent to twist his stories and make it seem that he's telling lies, or making it seem that he doesn't know anything, so on and so forth. And like I've said many, many times before, this is a dishonest position that Seitan Bruggencate has. He will never admit it though, and he will keep on doing it. And it's basically a broken record when you try and debate this individual. So in all honesty, I can understand why individuals would get frustrated with Seitan Bruggencate, or Bible Thumping Wingnut for that matter, because Bible Thumping Wingnut seems to have latched onto Seitan Bruggencate's coattail, so to speak. And it is getting annoying, in all honesty. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that you mentioned in your video that we atheists are disrespectful. And you know, Ran, I have seen you in a lot of videos, and in all honesty, you are very disrespectful to atheists. I have seen many theists who are disrespectful to atheists, and you guys will deny this to no end. You guys will then try and cover this whole debacle with the fact that you allege us to be disrespectful to you guys, when in all actuality, that is not the case. You guys come with this ridiculous behavior towards us first. and therefore resulting in a retaliation, so to speak. You know, we have to defend ourselves. And that's the way that it is. That's the way that the cookie crumbles, Ran. In all honesty, you guys are the ones being disrespectful all of the time. And that's something that I wanted to point out to you. Because in all honesty, I find your approach, Side 10 Brugenkate's approach, Bible Thumping Wingnuts approach, Ra's approach, so on and so forth, all of your guys' approaches combined are monotonous. They're getting old. Disrespect from you individuals is getting old. And that is something that I wanted to point out. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to mention too much in this subject because I want to save it for the last part of this video. And basically it's atheists don't like it when theists defend themselves. According to you, we atheists don't like it when you theists defend yourselves. But I'm going to save all my comments for the last part of this video because I want to tie all of this together. The next thing that I want to talk about, Ran, is the fact that you say we have a intention, so to speak, to turn people away from God. You know, we don't go around knocking from door to door trying to convert people or deconvert people, so to speak, to atheism. We don't do these things. You see, unlike you, we give people the right to think what they think and how they think, whatever the case might be. You individuals, on the other hand, don't respect that. And you individuals try to force your religion on everyone else, and you try to force people to think the way you want them to think. And I'm going to be getting into that a little bit later on in this video, because there's something that I do want to mention. And last but not least, there's something about this whole thing that I want to mention, you know, and it goes along the lines of this, and it is simple. And again, like I said a minute ago, you mentioned, Rand, that we atheists try to turn people away from God. That is not the case. Like I said a minute ago, we do not tell people how to think, when to think, or how to think. Plain and simple. And that's what I wanted to point out to you. And another thing, you say that we are terrible people because we use the Bible as a weapon. You say that you can't understand why we use the Bible as a weapon when we don't believe in it. Well, let me tell you why, Ran. It is people like you that use the Bible as a weapon to tell people how to run their lives. You tell women how to govern their body parts. You infiltrate our school systems with this Bible. You use this Bible as a weapon of fear to our children. You use this Bible to try and infiltrate in everyday life. You use this Bible to try to influence people to make the wrong decisions through fear, manipulation, and indoctrination. And it makes me sick. I cannot say that you do these things, but that is why I do what I do. That is why I use that Bible as a weapon against you. I'm sure that you can understand the hostility I have for this particular subject. And I can only hope that you understand my position. Because it is the religious individuals involved that try, like I said, to infiltrate schools. That try to tell women what they can and cannot do with their bodies. They tell women that they are worthless and that they shall have no authority over a man. Your Bible says to stone unruly children out at the edge of town. Your Bible says that women should marry their rapists. Your Bible says all these terrible things. And religious individuals use this Bible, or try to use this Bible, as something that represents authority over us atheists. So therefore, we are left with no other action than to use the Bible against you with its hypocritical writings, its terrible inaccuracies, and its horribly written intentions. You see, these individuals that wrote this book knew nothing. All this divine revelation that you claim that this book has, there's no evidence for it whatsoever, Ran. This book was created out of fear of death for these individuals. And I've said it before. These individuals wanted to write their own ending to the story of life. They were in fear of their own mortality. They don't want to face it. And that's what they want to do with this. They also want to tell other people what they can and cannot do with their lives. They discriminate against gay individuals because they want to get married. They discriminate against other people from other religions. They discriminate against people who have sex before marriage. They discriminate against, like I said, unruly children. They discriminate against, I could go on and on and on, Ran. And if you look back in my video log and look up breaking out from religion to atheism, you will see why I became an atheist. The core of my atheism is the fear and indoctrination that children experience on a daily basis. And of course there's lack of evidence, so on and so forth. There's no evidence for any of this. But the core, the fuel that runs my engine, is the indoctrination through fear and lies. Plain and simple. I was fed this revelation mumbo jumbo. This revelation stuff ruined me for a long time. I was a theist for 33 years. And I regret every minute of it. And that is why I am an atheist. Look in my logs. Look back in my video logs and you will find my story. Breaking out from religion to atheism. And you will see why I am an atheist. Lack of evidence. And the main thing is indoctrination through fear. You see, Ran, I have a big problem with you individuals. You guys want to come on here in YouTube and you want to bully away everyone that stands in front of you. It ain't going to happen. I don't care how many years of prison you've done, because in all actuality that doesn't mean anything to me. I work in a maximum security prison. And there is nothing that you have to say that will surprise me. Plain and simple. But aside from all that crap, you are more than welcome. All you theists are more than welcome to have your Bible discussions. You are more than welcome to have any kind of discussions involving religion whatsoever. But you cannot force other individuals to do these things. And you cannot consider us less than human simply because we come to a different conclusion than you about God. That is inhumane, and you need to look within yourself and really analyze how you act towards other individuals. Bible-thumping wingnut needs to do the same thing. Cy Ten Bruggencate needs to do the same thing. And Ron needs to do the same thing. All of these theists that come on here and badmouth atheists all of the time really need to do these things. They really need to analyze themselves and really consider a new rational approach to us. Because in all actuality, you ain't going to get any kind of discussion out of us whatsoever if you come at us like a bunch of barbaric imbeciles. That is all that is going to happen. You're all going to get a retaliation of equal proportions. And that's all you're going to get. Come at us with a rational discussion, Ran. Really mean what you say. Sit there and have a good discussion. Don't call people names. Don't call people this. Don't call people that. And that goes for Saitem Brugake. That goes for all of them. You cannot be dishonest when you come to the table. And when I get my computer back, I will have a discussion with you or with anybody else for that matter. But don't think for 1 second that you're going to bully me, because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. And that is what I wanted to make known. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. The Quiet Atheist is out. Like I said, I'm trying to get my computer back. I'm still using my phone. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. And hopefully, like I said, I'll get my computer back soon and I'll be able to make better videos for you guys. And see you all next time. And remember, if you can't be good at it.